Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to discuss how one can write an academic CV for scholarships. Okay, now before we start, what is a CV? CV is a short form for curriculum vitae, which basically means a short written summary of one's education, qualification, and career achievements. Okay, so what's the difference between a CV and a resume? Now, a resume focuses on a person's professional experiences or professional achievements, but a CV focuses on the person's academic achievement. So, if you're applying for a job, you would have to write a resume. Okay, that's why you write your career objectives, etc. But if you are applying for scholarships or for schools, you would have to write a CV, which focuses more on your academic achievements. Okay, so permit me to share my screen with you, and then let's look at a sample of a CV. Okay, all right, so we have here. Okay, I hope now you can see my screen. Now we have here an example of a CV. What should a CV contain? Essentially, a CV should have the name of the person writing it. Okay, so you should write your full name and then your contact details. You have your name here, and then your address, your phone number, and then your email address. Okay, you can sometimes write your gender, your nationality, your date of birth. It depends. I usually don't do that, but if you're applying for scholarships that is gender specific, you can write your gender. If there is also an age limit, you can write your date of birth or your age here. Some scholarships are also specific to some countries. In this case, you might want to include your nationality. Okay, now since a CV is focusing on your academic achievements, you would have to start with your education. And here you write, it should be in a chronological order. You should start with the most recent academic achievement or academic qualification that you have. So if you have a master's or you have PhD, that is what you have to start with. You write the name of the school, where the school is located or situated. You write the program of study. What did you study in that school? You have to write it. And then you write the year you started and then when you completed, when you graduated. Okay. Then you have to write the relevant coursework that you did in school. You can't write everything. So depending on what program you are applying for, you have to state the courses that you studied in school that is related to whatever you are applying for. Okay, then you come to the next recent academic achievement, and then you do the same thing. You write the name of the qualification or the program that you studied, when you started, when you completed, and the relevant coursework that you took in school. From there, you can now come to your work experience. If you are coming right from school and you don't have any, you might want to write some internships that you did, maybe some research work, like anything that's work related. You can just write it here. Okay, so I have written stuff about internships and I consider them as work. Okay. Now, if you're applying for scholarships, sometimes they would want to know, they would want to see you outside academic work, like extracurricular activities that you've taken. It's always cool if you are all-rounded person, not just focused on only books. You do other things. So if you've taken any roles or positions in leadership, this is the time to state them. Okay. So you write all the leadership roles, what you did, and then what you learned from it. Okay, so for example, it's here, leadership skills acquired through my position as the general secretary to blah, 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 blah. Good communication skills, which I acquired through my position as the publicity head of Women in Science. Ability to work with little, you see, you just have to write them and then let the panel know where you acquired those skills from. Okay. Now, other skills, if you have other technical skills like Maybe you are good at designing, drawing, photography, you can write them as well. I mean, if it's related to whatever you're applying for. Now, language also, it's important. Okay, you write your mother tongue and every other language that you speak, you can write them also. Laboratory experience, if you have, and if you're a scientist or maybe you have worked in the lab or something, you can state that also. Some of the laboratory skills, for example, if you are good at using the SEM, you can write it here, thin film deposition, stuff like that. It's always important that you state them here. Academic awards and scholarships. So have you ever been awarded? Maybe you were the best graduating student in your year group. You can state it here. If you've been awarded with scholarships before, you can state them as well. So any academic award or scholarship that you have received, you can include them here. Are you a member of any certified group? You can write it here. Organization for Women in Science for Development Board. Yeah, so if you are a member of any academic group or any group that you think is important to your application, you can include that. You can include it here. Have you attended any conference or seminars? You know, sometimes in school, in my school, during my bachelor's, every Wednesday we had seminars. And so you can write some of them here that, oh, I attended this seminar on this topic. Okay, or if you have also led any seminar, you can write it that I did this, that, I've attended these conferences, etc. If you have, you write them here. What about publications? Have you published anything? Maybe your undergraduate project work was so cool that it got published. You might want to write it. I mean, you should write it if you have. Okay, so under publications, you can write it there. And so basically, this is what a CV should contain. Mostly people don't have time to read a very long CV. So you have to keep it short. You have to keep it concise. It shouldn't be more than 2 pages. Yeah. I think you should be able to summarize all the important things you have done in 2 pages. If you have more explanation to do, you can do that when you are writing your statement of purpose or motivation letter, which I'll talk about it in another video. But with the CV, keep it very concise so they can just look at it and say, oh, okay, she has done this, he has done that, etc. Okay, so basically this is how you can write your CV for your school application and your scholarship application as well. I hope this was useful, and if it was, or if it is, please give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and see you in my next video. Bye bye.